Hi, I'm Miho Tanaka of Tech Berlin at Tech Open Air, and here is Tim Exile, a musician and technologist. You did a performance today at Tech Open Air?
Well, I should have done a performance today at Tech Open Air, but the main piece of equipment for my setup died.
Oh,
literally as I started.
Yeah, what happened?
It just turned itself off and wouldn't turn on.
Yeah.
So something happened.
Right.
Something happened on the plane.
Oh, but this is a piece of equipment that you made in collaboration with Native Instruments?
No, so what I make is the software,
Cool, okay.
and currently I use off-the-shelf hardware.
Cool.
And I do ask a lot of this off-the-shelf hardware because it goes in plane holds and gets checked in and thrown around by baggage handlers for the last 6 years. So it does tend to happen. So this is no slight, but I won't mention the brand. I won't mention the brand who made them because it's no bad reflection on them.
Right, but when your equipment is working, so I've read that you've done collaborative pieces with Richard Dawkins.
Oh yeah.
How did that work? How did that come about?
Yeah, that was very interesting project. So I have some friends who run this collective called Marshmallow Laser Feast, and they're kind of creative technologists, and they do lots of for the last 3 or 4 years, they've done this project with Saatchi and Saatchi at Cannes Lions, which is this big kind of advertising festival. And 1 year they did this crazy thing with beacon-tracked quadcopters and choreographed this whole dance with quadcopters. And anyway, the year after, which was the year that I collaborated with them, we were trying to draw out the comparison between Richard Dawkins' idea of memes and what's become known as the internet meme, which is actually a slightly different thing. So we were working with Professor Dawkins for a couple of weeks. Yeah, he's very, very, very interesting man.
Very cool. And I also read that you did a collaboration with CERN. Huge Large Hadron Collider fangirl. How did you take music sound samples from the Large Hadron Collider?
Oh, it's funny that actually, because the Large Hadron Collider doesn't actually make any sound. And especially because when you can actually go inside the Large Hadron Collider, it's
you don't
off.
want it on.
Yeah, exactly. Otherwise, So basically, I went around and I recorded all the sounds around, and actually the key sound in the piece ended up being the sounds from all the different computer fans in the computer center.
Right.
And because usually when you hear computer fans, you hear kind of noise. You know, you have noise cancelling headphones that try to get rid of that kind of noise.
Right.
But what actually happens if you take recordings of different computer fans and play them together, they all have their own kind of characteristic, and it makes this nice little melody.
Right.
So the talk, it was a TEDx talk for TEDx CERN.
Right.
And the whole event was presented by Brian Cox, actually, which is
Thank you.
thank you. Yeah. And I was playing at the end of the day in this big tent that they put up for the CERN 60th anniversary. And so I had the last slot of the day, and basically there were like 1,200 people, 1,200 sort of physicists and scientists and intellectuals and all got up, started dancing, and then invaded the stage.
So cool.
It's on YouTube. If you just put Tim Exile CERN, you can.
That sounds really cool. And and so is this your first time at Tech Open Air, or?
It is, yeah.
And what other than the equipment, what are your first impressions of this place and the festival and?
Oh, it's great. It's so I used to live here in Berlin.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
And what's really interesting is that you've sort of now got this weird fusion between the tech scene and this kind of like. I mean, basically, it sort of feels a little bit like Bar 25. I don't you remember Bar 25? It's kind of legendary techno party scene club from that closed down. I don't know, kind of 5 or 6 years ago now. But And it's got that kind of vibe to it. But then it's like in the tech scene.
Yeah.
It's just sort of, it's really interesting.
Yeah, that's really cool. And how long ago were you in Berlin? Like for?
I moved away 2010.
Okay,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And you were living here for quite some time before that?
Yeah, 3.5 years.
Yeah, okay, cool. And did you manage to see some of the other talks while you were here?
I've kind of, well, the thing is that to let you into a little secret, I'm kind of squeezing this in amongst, I've got quite a few other meetings because I've got meetings with this company, Native Instruments, because we're collaborating on a new thing, which...
Oh, that sounds exciting.
But anyway, yep. So that's all very exciting, but there's quite, because I'm with that project, I'm the developer, and I'm also, I'm the main developer. I'm also a fairly crucial marketing guy, and there's sort of, and I guess my company's kind of involved with it. So I'm involved in lots of levels.
That's really cool. I mean, like you were involved with like Imogen Heap's Miu gloves.
Yeah, I did a bit of work on that. I mean, Imogen Heap's a good friend of mine.
That's really cool. And they use like the Max patch to code everything. What do you use to? I
use Reactor, which is it's another kind of visual programming environment for audio by Native Instruments.
Cool.
So Native Instruments based here in Berlin. Yeah. Heroes, Berlin music tech scene heroes.
Yes.
Yeah, fanboy.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much for this interview, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your time here in Berlin.
Thank you. Thanks for asking me questions.
That's right. Yeah, happy to. Okay. Thanks.
Cool. Thanks.
Bye.